Greetings and welcome. How are we all feeling today? We need to show some more compassion towards others because the truth is we're all struggling with trauma. Trauma is a result of experiences that happened in the past that caused a deep emotional wound, that caused mental scarring. And usually, trauma is repressed by the subconscious when you are younger and you cannot deal or process the experience in a more practical way. And we tend to repress trauma. It's how we deal with it. But the truth is, if you repress trauma constantly, it's going to come back worse and worse and worse. Moral of the story is you can't fly over the storm. You have to fly through it. Because if you try to fly over the storm, it's just going to catch up with you later. And triggers are little signs of trauma, little emotional reactions, little cognitive processes, the way you think when something is reminding you of that trauma. And how you react or how you respond to these triggers will decide how much and how far you've healed from your trauma. And many of us go around in life with unhealed trauma, and it really takes away a piece of you. It really devalues your life, devalues your quality of life. And trauma is a result of the past, but it's something that we carry on to in our futures. We keep looking back and back and back until that trauma eventually becomes a part of our futures. If you don't deal with your trauma now, then it's going to affect you worse in your future. Then you are carrying on from your past into your future the pain that you've experienced all those years ago. Remember, when you are healing from trauma, never to blame yourself. Never to blame yourself. Take accountability if you had a role to play. But blaming yourself for trauma will only make that closure gap larger and wider. So when you are healing from trauma, acceptance is the first step. And then you face your triggers every day. When you desensitize yourself to your triggers, you start to heal your trauma more. But the more you react to every trigger, everything that reminds you of what happened, you are only deepening and deepening that trauma. The more you remind yourself of the trauma, and the more you say to yourself, oh, but I could have done this, I should have done that, you are creating mental chaos, mental clutter, and mental distress. Because triggers are everywhere. We can't run away from our triggers all the time. And the more we run away from our triggers, the more we run away from our trauma. And the more we try to run away from our trauma, the worse it's going to get, and the worse it's going to affect us in our future. Remember, we can't expect to have more in the future than we've had in the past if we don't heal from our trauma in our present day. And trauma is something we've all experienced. Some worse than others. We've had multiple traumas, we've had severe traumas, and we end up with PTSD. And we end up with severe disorders because of trauma. We have flashbacks, we can't sleep, we have changes in mood, we have changes in our routine because the trauma has hit us so deep. But if you keep getting stuck in that cycle of being triggered and trying to run away and trying to ignore it and trying to repress it, the symptoms are only going to get worse and worse. And there is a reason why it's called post-traumatic stress disorder, because it becomes a disorder of the mind. It's when the psyche becomes ill from not being able to heal from past experiences. Remember, it's a subconscious thing. Repression is a subconscious process, and it's something the subconscious does to protect you. When it comes to your traumas, your subconscious is not your enemy. It's actually your best friend. Connecting with your subconscious through your traumas is the best way to heal from them and to learn about yourself and to grow, because we are meant to shape from our traumas, not self-destruct. It is meant to build our characters, our strength, our resilience, and our experiences. And we only become triggered when we have not healed from our traumas. You cannot be triggered by something that doesn't resonate with you. You cannot be triggered by something that you haven't internalized and assigned meaning to. If you are no longer triggered, then you know you are healing, or you have healed successfully. And the thing is with trauma, the more we hold on to it, or the more we repress it, which is technically still holding on to it because we have not yet let it go, trauma can significantly reduce the quality of your life. It wreaks havoc on your relationships, your productivity, your routine, your inner relationship. It can affect every single part of your life. It can even go so far as to making you agoraphobic, so you don't want to leave the house because you are so afraid of being triggered, because you don't know how to deal with that pain yet. And it's important to understand that trauma can really devalue your life and make things seem a bit purposeless and meaningless. The subconscious represses trauma, and it does this because it knows in that situation that you are not able to process it and deal with it, so it represses it as a survival mechanism, so you can think about getting out of there, or resolving the trauma, or escaping, or whatever it may be, or surviving. And it represses it in that moment so that you are able to make the right decisions. And it brings it out later in life when you are doing better, because it feels that you have the strength to deal with your trauma. And that's where the question comes in. Why am I struggling with my past? Why am I struggling with trauma when I'm doing so well? And that's because you now have the strength to deal with it. And then another thing, face your triggers. Don't run away from them. Challenge them. Challenge yourself to deal with them so you can heal from your trauma. Triggers are not your sign to run away. Triggers are not a sign that you have failed. Your triggers are your sign to heal. Your triggers are your sign to process, to accept, and to grow, to self-develop, to build on from that, to sculpt yourself from it, not to break yourself down. And really take note of your trauma. It's really important, because if you do not heal from your trauma, you can end up developing other mental health conditions. And that can wreak havoc on your life, havoc on your productivity, your routine, your relationships, your inner relationship, anything you can think of. It can ruin that. And because of trauma, we tend to feel unsafe, really on edge, and trauma is a result of abandonment and rejection, when we feel we are not good enough, or we are just thrown to the side. So remember, trauma makes us feel unsafe in every environment, and it can become severe enough to develop into a separate mental health condition. So remember, your traumas and your triggers are your sign to heal, not to keep repressing it and run away from it. Because the only way we can resolve trauma is to heal from it. So remember, you are unique and valuable. Take care of that beautiful person. Stay strong wherever you're from. You are worthy.